Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 8 of the F123 Lancia Career Mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live on Wednesday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Of course, Formula 1 returned to the Monaco Grand Prix, and safe to say, it was a rather dramatic one. That's all the spoilers I'm going to give you for just a few seconds. Yeah, still unable to score our first points of the campaign. You can see Charles Leclerc, though, a 19-point lead over Max Verstappen now in the Drivers' Championship. But we know we have pace in the car. We know there is potential. Hopefully, the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend, we can continue to showcase that. But yeah, our first ever mechanical failure on F123 last weekend. We can confirm it was the energy store that went up in smoke, so we've had to put the setup one in the car there, and that's going to have to try and last us through as much of the season as we possibly can get. In terms of upgrades, though, I don't really think we can do anything at the moment. We're still constantly putting upgrades on various apartments. We'll go with a new ignition system upgrade just in time, hopefully, for the Austrian Grand Prix in a few weeks' time. But we're in desperate need of cash. Hopefully, of course, we can try and get an injection from some sponsors in the near future. But, of course, we're also trying to save whether we renew Richard Verschoor. We haven't quite decided yet. But there apparently is also big news coming into the weekend. Fernando Alonso, home race, he has announced he will be retiring from Formula 1 at the end of the season there. So that might lead to quite a big shake-up in the driver roster. Very early to be getting some confirmation about retirements. But anyway, let's head in then to Fernando's home Grand Prix. Well, here we are then, back on the all-new and improved Barcelona circuit. Yeah, not too sure how we're going to fare this weekend. Of course, often people try and think that Barcelona and Monaco are quite similar. It used to be the case, but isn't really anymore. And yeah, this is often a track actually where the AI are very strong. But there is the chance of some potential changeable conditions come race day Sunday. So we're keeping that in the corner of our mind. But let's try and just nail some practice programs. Obviously, trying to get more and more upgrades on the car at the moment is leaving us, needing more R&D. Which is good, we're trying to make big developments early on. Making our way through the final corner, though, to finish off track climatization. Surely that's purple. Yes, it is. 20 points clear immediately. I'm not sure, to be honest, how much of free practice I should feature in these videos anymore. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm still going to be working behind the scenes, obviously, to earn the R&D, but I'm just not convinced it really adds anything to the video. Things looking rather more overcast then as we head into Saturday's qualifying session. Like I mentioned, not too confident here in Spain, so, definitely don't think we'll be making Q3, but if we can make it into Q2, I'll probably walk away rather happy there. That final corner is almost flat out, but just need to try and carry as much speed to start the lap as you can. It is quite good now, of course. You're not braking all the way from, well, you probably got in excess of a mile, about a third of this track, I reckon, that is all pretty much flat or lift and coast in one go. It's so much better, this new Barcelona circuit. Be a little bit more careful, though, with the battery as well. You're only really starting a lap with about 70% of the charge, just due to trying to throw it through these final couple of corners. Looks like we should be alright, though, as we make our way through the final turn. Slight blend of throttle there, just make sure we stay in track limits. And we go P8 then. That's rather surprising. Quicker than Albon, but slower than Nico Hülkenberg. So we've actually got more pace than I was expecting. Well, a minute left on the clock then, and everyone at the moment is just trying to find some free track space. I'm going to let a couple of cars by. Esteban Ocon there, maybe the McLaren as well of Lando Norris. Of course, now a winner, Lando Norris in Formula 1. But yeah, often here is where you see the most track evolution towards the end of a session. It's only about 2 tenths between myself and the drop zone, so we hopefully want to try and improve our time if possible here. But yeah, everyone is out for a lap, with the exception of one Merc, one Ferrari, and one Mercedes there. Not the best run as we head back down in towards turn 1, but we've got to get on with it. And that is not going to do me any favours. Don't hit the wall. We nudge the wall at turn 4 there, but just attacking a little bit too much. This might put us in the danger zone by the end of qualifying there. You can already see other cars improving, and we are just dropping down the order like a stone at the moment. Keep your eye just above myself. Will we make it into Q2? There's a lot of cars still coming around the final few corners. We're hanging on. Oh, we're down to 11th there as we rattle over the curving as well. Careful with the car as we try and get back round to pit lane. Zhou Guanyu goes quicker than me. Are we going to see anyone else, though? 14th, the AI. One of the biggest tracks revolution there. 15th. I think we're through. P15 in the end as Lando Norris goes fastest. Well, there we go then, having a look at our final Q1 results. A British 1-2-3 there. Lando ahead of Russell and Lewis Hamilton. But we do squeeze by in P15 there. Less than a 10th clear. But you can see, I mean, yeah, Max Verstappen, P9. All the way to Kevin Magnussen in P19. 0.3 of a second in it. That's how close things are going to be here in Barcelona. But into Q2 we go. Can we possibly make Q3 today? We would need an absolutely mammoth lap time improvement here in Q2 if we wanted to try and make it into Q3. The current cut-off point is a 1 minute 12.4, I believe, by Pierre Gasly. So as we round our way out of the final corner, we've only got one run here. We've only got the one fresh set of tyres. So let's try and nail it. Very lucky as we made our way into Sector 3 then, not to get the lap time invalidated, but through the final couple of corners we go. Try and keep my foot in. No, we have ran wide. Don't go back on the track. I think we've been very, very cheeky there. It's a 1:12.6. That puts us P13. But I think if I'd gone back onto the circuit, the lap would have been invalidated. And yeah, looking at that. Oh, we could have been. We tied with Nico Hülkenberg because of that. But I mean, look at that. 4 cars covered by just 2/100ths of a second between Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas there. But yeah, we easily could have lined up P11 then on the grid had we not made that mistake through the final corner. There is an opportunity today. There is a small chance, but changeable conditions come race day Sunday still predicted. Let's do this thing.
Welcome along everyone to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Zhou, Hülkenberg, Firestarter, Bottas, Ricciardo, Albon, Ocon, Stroll, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Sargent, and Richard Verschoor. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Well, here we are then, trackside for the Spanish Grand Prix. And starting, yeah, P13 then will give us the racing line down in towards turn 1. Now, look at that, though. Rain predicted in about the final 10 or so laps then of today's race. So I'm tempted to go quite aggressive on the tyre strategy and just sort of see what we can do. Of course, we've learnt the hards are not the way to go on this game. But of course, yeah, we can also really fuel save early on unless we get a safety car or something like that. I'm going to opt to start on the softs. We're going to try and go aggressive. We've got a couple of cars around me that we know we can fight with. Let's do this thing. Here we are then, lining up on the grid, ready for the 5 red lights here in Barcelona. it's an awfully long hole, but it is lights out, and away we go. Zhou Guanyu there getting a bit caught out as we've had a mega start down in towards turn 1. That's got to be my best start of F123 there. Straight past local boy Fernando Alonso. We're up with the front runners as we get in towards turn 1 there. Looks like we were one of the only cars to start on a set of the soft compound tyres there. Hence why we were able to get away as well as we did. But I will probably never get a start like that ever again on F123 there. 5 places made just by getting the traction down. As we can see, Lando Norris, though, already trying to fight back against me. So we just run into the back of Max Verstappen. He'll have another nightmare in Saturday there to find himself way down the order relative to where he would want to be. But down the inside of of Lando even, I should say. But just give him a little bit of a squeeze out over the curbing. You know, gotta close the door if you're on the inside. That's apparently how racing works now in Formula 1 there. But yeah, Oscar Piastri running at P5. Yeah, I believe Leclerc, though, might have lost a couple of places off the start. Let's go take a look what happened. Well, I'm actually going to ride on board then with Nico Hülkenberg ready for the start of this race, because I feel he got pretty good view of everything that happened. Also, on the soft compound tyres there, because Zhou Guanyu just went nowhere off the start line, and Hülkenberg being very, very gentlemanly. You can see me there down the left-hand side, barging our way past Fernando Alonso on the grass. But as we get ourselves down in towards turn 1 then, the soft compound tyres definitely providing an advantage here, as Hulk able to go around the outside of the far superior Aston Martin through those first couple of turns. But yeah, you can see me up the road trying to barge our way through as best as possible here. The soft tyres, we have absolutely got to run for it early on to try and make sure that we get a bit of an advantage and use that grip advantage whilst we can. Rejoin the action as Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri side by side through the first couple of turns. But yeah, the big thing for us, I think, early on is just going to be trying to stay in the DRS of the other cars there. It's all Lando trying to have a look this time around to the outside of myself at the top of the hill. Again, we'll just cover him off there. But this is a brilliant battle between Leclerc and Piastri just up in front. They've gone side by side throughout the entire first sector of this lap. How long can they keep this going for? As you can just see, I think, yeah, Piastri will hang on there, but somehow getting around the outside almost feels like a bit of a wall of death at the bottom of the hill there at turns 7 and 8, as here comes Lando Norris again. He is desperate for this P8, and I believe this time around he's probably going to get it. I'm going to try and give up, but no, the AI, they have so much traction through there.
5 minutes until rainfall expected, 5 minutes until rain.
Wow, okay, so rain predicted then a lot sooner this afternoon than we'd ever originally anticipated. The team is saying it could be as little as about 4 laps away. So that might work out beautifully for us, of course, if it starts raining quite heavily, if we can go straight from the softs to the intermediates. But just trying to hang inside the DRS of Lando Norris. That was not a good line out of the final corner. But yeah, looks like our straight line speed, though, fairly decent here, as well. Leclerc and Piastri again are going to be duking it out. As Verstappen just gone around the outside of the pair of them at turn 1. He's still side by side with Charlie Boy, of course, top 2 in the championship there, making their way through. But Verstappen has dispatched to the McLaren. And we've, yeah, Lando and I have just got fantastic seats for all of this kicking off. Oh, well, we're just trying to hang on to the coattails of Norris and Piastri there, as they're going to duke it out down in towards turn 1. It's like Noah's Ark in front of me. 2 by 2 they go. But yeah, we've now found ourselves in a little bit of a gap then. Intrigued to see how Oscar Piastri's pace is going to continue to unfold. But we've got 1.3 seconds over Nico Hülkenberg. To be honest, at the moment, we're kind of doing our best RT McFly impression, I believe his name was. Eye in the sky. If anyone gets that reference, I'll be very, very impressed. Oh, that's going to be my first warning of the afternoon, though. Got to be careful of those still. Here we go. Charles Leclerc again. Max Verstappen again. Lando Norris again. They're all just battling each other constantly. Back down in towards turn 1. But I know full well the one time I don't pick it up will be the one time they all come together and I'm suddenly then up into a really good position here. But Hülkenberg, Gasly have kind of brought themselves back into this battle. Aston Martin really struggling this weekend for pace. Well, I think kind of Hülkenberg and I then. Oh no, I can see 2 of them in my rearview mirror there. Hülkenberg forced to back out of it as Gasly will get 2 for the price of 1 then. Back down at turn 1, but At the moment, the soft tyres starting to give up just a little bit. I'll have to try and see how long the rain is away, as everyone is trying to get past me at the moment. There, Alonso wanting to have a bit of a look down the inside, but we're still around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. They're going very, very aggressive down the hill, try and squeeze him out as best as we can. And we will hang on, but Gasly could not have timed that move better. What are the teams saying about the rain?
Dry's definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Well, that's not useful, but it does mean the rain is pretty much imminent here, as Hulkenberg again tries to have a look to the outside, and we will just squeeze him off. Not off, but out. There we go. There's the rain instantly as well, so we are not going to be far away from intermediate tyres here. Might have to be a little bit of an early gamble, though, for myself and the Hulk. He's probably going to be able to try and look back past me again. In towards someone. He's pushing me along at the moment. Alonso going to get the best run out of any of us. Are we going to be able to keep it around the outside of Nico? No, the Haas now up into the points. Alonso now down the inside. Don't really think there's a lot I can do, especially against the medium runners.
5 seconds.
We'll just slot in. There's a long way left of this race. Here we go. Alonso now to the inside of Hulkenberg as we're almost at 1/3 distance. Local boy back into the points. I mean, yeah, Carlos Sainz though. We keep talking about Alonso. Whoa! Sainz is winning this thing early on as we almost took ourselves completely out of it. No! Literally as soon as I say that, Carlos Sainz is out of the Grand Prix there. Somehow we're not going to get a safety car for it. That is staggering, but Carlos Sainz out of the Spanish Grand Prix. What on earth has happened? Well, Carlos Sainz then leading the home Grand Prix for the Spaniard here, but as he makes his way up in towards turn 4 there, I think the engine is just going to shut off on him. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton going to sail around the outside of the Ferrari, but just as the rain had started to pour in, Carlos Sainz in control of this Grand Prix early on, but he is out.
The car behind, 1 second.
Oh no, Daniel Ricciardo will sail past me. We are losing so many spots at the moment. I don't get how all the other soft compound runners are doing so well on their tyres, but yeah, we had a mega start. Oh no! No, 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 no! I've been collected!
Okay, we've got a full course caution.
What am I meant to do there?
Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Okay.
The AI have come in like a battering ram.
For a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Well, we have got a lot of damage now to contend with throughout the second half of the afternoon.
This is a chance to take a breath. We've got another half of this race to go, and there's still a big opportunity there.
Well, team's still saying that the rain isn't actually meant to get any heavier at the moment. It's just meant to be overcast throughout the next few laps. So I'm actually going to try. We can't go soft, so we're going to have to go mediums by the looks of it. Well, it reckons there are. Oh, there we go. So we can go soft tyres again. Okay, well that's fine. We'll set mediums up for the end of the race, but it's not going to matter if it's going to be changeable conditions here. However, red flags on F123. We might be heading into a sandstorm for all I know, with how weird the conditions change on this game. There, it is dries. It is on softs. It's 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go once again. Then, and now no one has got any grip at all. As once more we're going to have a lightning restart. So we head back down in towards someone. We've got a fair amount of damage, though, on the side pods and everything like that. But surely, on these softer tyres, we're going to have such a grip advantage over the AI. Yeah, it shouldn't affect the stability of the car, though, apparently, all too much. As Nico Hulkenberg, again, trying to look down the inside. But now it's just turned into a free-for-all here off of the restart. As everyone trying to gain places off of everyone. How slowly is the rain rolling in this afternoon? That's got to be the real question at the moment, but we are back in the points. Okay, underbody as well taking some damage, so we're definitely going to be losing some performance as well. But surely, yeah, the real question is when will we see a switch to the inters? That's what I want to know. Alonso and Gasly going at it just in front of me, but we are getting so many water splotches on the screen. I reckon we might basically be there. I'm tempted to gamble it onto a set of intermediates quite soon, even if it means we can undercut the AI by a fair amount. We'll have a look what our lap time is at the end of this one and decide from there. Over the start-finish line then, we're about 3-4 seconds off the pace. That seems quite crazy. DRS has been re-enabled here. It surely is not going to be long before it's time to box. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo just had a look down the inside. Oh, Shogun, you, what are you doing? Get a warning for a collision with Zhou there, despite the fact he ran out wide into me, but another 4 spots lost as well. This damage is really costing us at the moment. Oh, this damage is really scaring me. How is that a warning for exceeding track limits? Yeah, we have to box.
I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD.
I think we're just going to have to go inters now, try and change the wing. Hopefully they're going to do that. If they don't change the wing now, we are in even bigger trouble here. But yeah, I'm not really sure we're going to be able to score points anyway today with all of the damage on the car. So we're kind of just hanging on in there, seeing if we get any more craziness happening later on in the afternoon. We'll see if the intermediates work quite well, as this is going to be one of the longest stops you'll ever see in Formula 1. Finally able to start operating on it. Intermediates on, new front wing as well. We'll compare our times to that of Richard Verschoor.
Okay, off we go. Back
Go,
into the race.
come on.
That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Well, it's a shame, because normally under red flags you can actually get damage repaired in real-life Formula 1. I know, obviously, there's only so much the team can do in the time given, but it would be nice if some of the damage would be removed. Anyway, we're 41 seconds back now behind Richard Verschoor. Will that gap come down, or will it continue to go up? Well, somehow, yeah, I don't get how we got a warning that lap before, but we're not actually losing much time at all to Richard Verschoor here. But yeah, I can't help but feel like this is all but a lost cause. Oh, yeah, this is undrivable. This car is absolutely undrivable at the moment. You know, I think we were kind of hoping if we got a safety car or something like that, then we might have a chance, but we're losing about a second a lap still, despite being on what I feel is probably better tyres here. And yeah, that damage is just impossible to drive with at the moment. One small moment and the AI absolutely refused to brake in the process, but I think sensibly we're going to have to save mileage on the engine today. It's never what I like to do on the F1 game, but I think it's probably about time that we cut our losses here in Barcelona, rounding our way into the pit lane. I hate doing this, I genuinely really do, but sometimes I think you've just got to accept when it is not your day. We weren't far away from going a lap down anyway, and obviously once that happens, it is game over either way you look at it. But yeah, 2 DNFs in a row with 2 opportunities where we look quite fast. We are out of the Spanish Grand Prix.
Come on, perfect.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
I want to know if that was as easy as it looked. An absolute masterclass today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as championship leaders. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, I can't help but feel at the moment that we are turning into Haas here. We have brilliant pace on Saturday, and then just seem to drop down the order come race day Sunday there. But it is Max Verstappen who takes home the win ahead of Lando, Norris there, and George Russell, all three of our fellow Brits, P2, P3 and P4 there, come the checkered flag. Perez beats out Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Alonso does score some points at home, beating out Gasly, and Nico Hülkenberg gets yet another point on the board for Haas as well. There, Richard Verschoor, another disappointing day down in P17, but myself, Bottas, Ocon and Sainz all unable to see it through to the checkered flag there. It does mean having a look at the championship. 2 points now between Leclerc and Verstappen at the top. Perez still in a very lonely P3 ahead of Russell, who gets the jump on Carlos Sainz, and Lando Norris now just 2 points behind Carlos. He has had a brilliant little recovery of recent weekends there. Constructors-wise, though, Red Bull 20 points clear of Ferrari. McLaren now tied with Mercedes for P3 as well. So that is certainly a battle that we need to keep an eye on. But yeah, AlphaTauri still on 4 points there. Alfa Romeo on 3. Haas re-jump Williams on 2 apiece. But I keep saying it every single episode. When will we finally get our first points of the season? Will it be next time out? We're heading to the Canadian Grand Prix. We've just got to keep our fingers and toes crossed and pray that we finally get a bit of a miracle. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise, and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.